misogynistic and sexist if he defended Gina Carano,
who's a woman. And this is one of the only counter-arguments you will ever hear from people being called racist or sexist. Basically, it goes like, well, I know someone who's from that social group, so I can't be racist or sexist. And this argument just doesn't hold up. Many of the misogynistic men who are in favor of a patriarchy are straight, and they all likely have a wife or a girlfriend whom they love very dearly, or at least they want to have one. You don't have to be abusive to be sexist. A man can still be indirectly against equality between the genders for various reasons. Listen, it's as simple as this. The critical drinker likes Gina Carano because her alt-right ideals align with his, and because she got fired for opinions that he likely also holds. He doesn't care about her. He just uses her story to further help grow his anti-wokeness platform. And here's proof that he didn't care about her before her controversy.
But for the life of me, I'll never understand why they cast Gina Carano. I mean, she's big and burly, and she obviously knows what she's doing when it comes to the fight scenes, but she's a fucking cage fighter, not an actor. Watching her trying to emote is almost as painful as watching Brie Larson trying to be funny.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
He thought she was a bad implementation into Star Wars and that she was just there as part of Kathleen Kennedy's SJW agenda. This is the exact same mindset that all the rest of these reactionary fuckers have. They hated her until she wrote transphobic shit on Twitter, posted conspiracy theories, and ultimately got fired for it. And now, she's a saint. His video on Gina Carano is one of the worst videos I've seen in a long time. Again, I'm not trying to discredit his skills at video making. The problem with this video is that it's very obviously a political rant. However, it's not portrayed as one. Instead, it's spoken as a fairy tale, supposed to inspire people to follow in her footsteps. Just listen to the intro.
Gather round, dear viewer, as I tell you a tale. It's the tale of a woman who stood tall in the face of jealousy, cowardice, hatred, and vengeance, and dared to utter a single word. No. It's the story of the girl who wouldn't back down.
Now this intro is fine just by itself, because if he goes on to actually cover the topics with a bit more of a storytelling approach, it would still be weird, but it would be alright. That's not what he does though. He doesn't condemn her mocking of transgender people or her ignorant comments comparing people on Twitter who call out racist people for being racists with the Nazis. No, he agrees with her.
She even gave examples of other evil cults from other kingdoms who had once done similar things.
What the fuck?
But the young woman was different. And when the cultists tried to turn her into one of them, she didn't just refuse their offer, she openly mocked them.
Now this is just full-on calling transgender people and those who support trans rights a cult, and saying that it's okay to mock them. Again, what the fuck? Then at one point he shows tweets from people rudely and distastefully responding to some of her tweets, and listen, I don't condone hateful behavior. However, most of the people who responded to her have a solid ground to stand on. And like we've talked about before, you must be ready to face the backlash for saying controversial shit on the internet. These tweets do not make what she said okay. The truth of the matter is that you're not telling the truth in this video. Your video is dangerous because you happily skip over all her lies and all her mockery of social groups and label her as a hero. It's not just that you're a conservative who agrees with her opinions. No, you're full on hiding the truth of what she did from your viewers and disguising it as an epic tale of a true woman. Listen, I can understand how some people feel like what happened to Gina Carano goes against freedom and liberty, but it's not true, because liberty means freedom to everyone, which means Disney has the freedom to fire someone, just like how Gina Carano has the freedom to say whatever she wants to say. But having freedom doesn't mean there are no consequences to what you say, and the consequence for Gina Carano was that people didn't like that she was criticizing the liberty of distinct groups of people. Disney is a private company and they have full right to let go of someone who violates their contract or doesn't fit in with their views. Conservatives love the free market and unregulated companies until they actually see it in action. However, this is a complex topic and not everyone fully understands it, especially if they've been lied to by content creators they look up to. So I understand this concern that Gina Carano is being silenced because being silenced is scary as fuck. No one wants that to happen. And that's not what's happening to Carano. But to call her a hero for proudly saying transphobic shit, spreading dangerous misinformation in the middle of a fucking pandemic, and being ignorant to the Holocaust. That's what I just can't understand. Gina Carano didn't sacrifice her career to speak up against some authoritarian regime. Almost the very next day after her firing, she was invited onto Ben Shapiro's show, and her fandom has grown exponentially because alt-right fuckers and reactionaries on the internet are very prominent. Do you honestly believe she'd still be thriving like this if she'd been a Jew during the Holocaust and spoken up against the Nazis? No, of course not. It's not the same. And if you can't see that, then I guess I was just too naive to think that maybe you were just a misguided film reviewer on YouTube. I was wrong. You're a full-on reactionary. It really sucks that these kinds of people dominate film on YouTube with their politically biased clickbait videos that get people riled up but never provide any intelligent insight. Critical Drinker is just one of many anti-SJW reactionaries on the platform who actually indulge in actions that they themselves would deem to be SJW. I'm not against them voicing concerns about how Hollywood can force certain things or be overly politically correct without the right intentions. Like we've said before, that in itself is annoying when it has no substance and is clearly just a money grab. These assholes see it as a vehicle or an excuse to vent their far right-leaning perspectives in thinly veiled bigoted rants. The geeky part of YouTube is sadly littered with these types of people, but maybe, just maybe, we can help people learn how to see through these facades. My name is Turf